Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to some Don't Starve Reign of Giants DLC action. Today I'm going to go over one of the new updates, or the newest update that happened just like 2 days ago, I believe. Now they've added quite a few things to the game, some really interesting things. Now number one, they've added the giants into the game. So the different giants are, I think there's the spring, well there's the spring, summer, autumn, and winter giant. Now the winter giant is still Deerclops. Instead of dropping his eye, he now drops an eyebrella. Although this is supposed to change. Every single one of the giants drops an item related to them, but in the future updates are supposed to happen which will make them drop items that can be used to craft these specific things instead. And the giants are, I mean, they will come back. It's not like a one-time kill type thing. It's they'll respawn multiple times. They can also procreate, so they'll create like little baby versions of themselves. Right now, the moose goose, which is one of the giants. I'll show you all the giants here in a little bit. But the moose goose, they currently have goslings or mooselings. I don't know. They're little baby moose geese. It's a cross between the two. Now the moose goose is, I believe, associated with spring. Yeah, I want to say the moose goose is associated with spring. Summer is the dragonfly. Autumn is the bearger, or the bearger, and winter is the deerclop. So I'm pretty sure that's how it is, because the hibernation vest is an item that the bearger drops, which gives you a pretty high insulation value and also lowers the amount of time, or the amount of hunger that you suffer from. So you don't get hungry nearly as quickly when you're wearing this, and it also lasts a pretty long time as well. So it's a pretty great little item, but you have to defeat the bearger to get it, which is fucking hardcore, man. Next is the eyebrella. The eyebrella is an item that will 100% protect you from rain. Absolutely no rain will hurt you. So you won't get wet. This thing is it's pretty boss. Let's see what else. What else does it do? It does one other thing. It also protects you fairly well from overheating. It's not perfect overheating protection, but it does very well. The main thing is that it's a 100% protection from rain, and it lasts a pretty damn long time. So next is the scale mail. The scale mail is dropped from the dragonfly. You can see it right here. And of course, we'll get into Weber here in a little bit, but I've already made one video showing you how to get Weber, so I'm assuming most of you guys already know about him. If not, after I'm done with these items, I'll tell you about Weber specifically. But the scale mail reduces 90% of damage that you take and also makes you immune to fire, which is pretty great, because fire is a really big problem later on. Can I make a tent? That is something that I should have made earlier. But I'm not even sure if I can make one right now. Possibly. 1 second. There we go. Made a tent. So good to go. Now next up we have the where is it? Let's see. We've got the eyebrella. We've done the hibernation vest. We've done the scale mail. Next is the down thermatide. Thermantidote. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. The down thermantidote. This will affect your heat. So if you're overheating, this thing will take your overheating down by, I believe, 90%. Now, let me double check that stat. It actually lowers your temperature by 50 degrees, which makes it virtually worthless. You can run around with it and use it if you want during the summer and stuff, but I mean overall it's not really that helpful. See, you can fan yourself to cool yourself down. Lowers your temperature by 50 degrees. But, I mean, wearing any of the... in the summer, you're not going to be able to use it that often because it only helps you 5 times and then it's gone. So, unless it's incredibly easy to craft later on, or you can craft quite a few of them, or if it lasts a lot longer. As of right now, it's virtually worthless. It doesn't do anything really helpful. Because you're going to be making ice hats or even watermelon hats or anything else like that are actually going to cool you more substantially. It just works better. So next up, we're going to have the old bell. I'll go ahead and get rid of some of these boards and stuff. I have all sorts of crap here that I spawned in. Yes, I cheated to show you guys this new stuff. Whatever, though. I'm not actually playing in this world at all. I just wanted to show you guys the new things that you could get. Next up is a really cool item, the old bell. Some of you guys may already be aware of what it does, but the old bell is used to summon a giant to the location. Oh, I didn't let it ring. So you can hear him. Here he comes. Oh shit. You summon the king of all oh god! And he absolutely destroys that area. And then he just kind of walks off, leaving a path of absolute destruction in his wake. It's pretty crazy. He deals 1,000 damage when he does that. He will destroy anything and everything at the location, so do not accidentally activate the old bell in your base. It's pretty terrible for you to do that. Now, I said I was going to tell you guys about Weber. Weber is this unlocked character. You unlock him by fighting spiders until they drop something called Weber's Skull. You take Weber's Skull, put it in a grave. You have to dig up a grave and then put the skull inside of it. And then boom, Weber's unlocked. So he'll come back to life and then he'll jump into the grave, disappear, and a whole bunch of spiders will spawn. So be ready for that. However, Weber himself is he's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool character. He doesn't have a lot of sanity. He starts off with 175 health, and 175 hunger. He's an interesting character though because he can't be hurt by spiders. They're neutral towards him. He can actually befriend them, and I think a lot of monsters don't really pick fights with him, but I'm not entirely sure. However, things like this will happen. Anything that is naturally hostile towards a spider will be naturally hostile towards him, which means that pigs are now going to be angry at you. Now, since I never really liked pigs in the first place and never saw the point of them, I don't really care. He also starts off with 2 monster meat and spider eggs. Are you really just going to chase me down like this? I mean, honestly. Oh, for fuck's sake. There. That really didn't matter at all. So anyway, he also has the ability under one of these tabs. I can't remember which tab it is. Tools, dress, no. Magic, refine, no. Structures. Under the structures tab, he can actually craft spider eggs. Now, because spiders are his friends, he also starts off with a spider egg, which he can grow. So whenever you choose a base, you should probably set this up. Also, he doesn't slow from the spider webbing. It doesn't slow him down. And he doesn't hurt, or he doesn't summon the spiders either. So, pretty cool overall. He can befriend the spiders with meat. Now, he can eat monster meat. He doesn't have to. He can eat any of the regular things that normal characters can eat. Hang on. I have God mode turned on, so let me turn that off real quick to show you guys. So he can eat any of the normal foods as well. He'll still suffer sanity losses from certain things. However, really cool thing. Let's just go ahead and build a fire pit, because why the hell not? And give me these boards. I want them. Boom. He can eat monster meat without any of the negative penalties, as long as you cook it first. He can also eat monster lasagna. So as you can see, he doesn't lose health. He doesn't lose sanity. He's okay. He is, however, from what I can tell, absolutely... Well, no, wait. That's because I'm using the dark sword. His sanity is much more fragile than other characters, though. It doesn't really bother me that much, because sanity is not a big deal. Also, the fact that he can summon spiders and I have them fight on his behalf. I believe, I'm not positive, but I believe spiders can actually give him a sanity boost because he considers them his friends, but I'm not sure. I'll have to test that out later. And why are rabbits out in the middle of the night? And where are the spiders? The whole day has been, like, absolutely confused. Also, I forgot that my tent had been completely destroyed. That kind of really sucks. Oh well, I'll just build another one. Time to go sleep. Alright, next up. Oh, also, he will start to grow a silk beard. The silk beard does insulate him. Some people would be like, why would a thin silk beard insulate you? Silk is actually a very, very effective insulator. They use it in all sorts of things to keep people warm, such as long johns, you know, under the long underwear. In the scouts, whenever I'd go out on winter excursions and stuff, I'd usually use winter underwear, silk winter underwear, because it kept you incredibly warm, like to the point that sometimes you'd be sweating in like single-digit weather or below. It's really, really effective. So those of you who weren't aware of that, yes, silk will keep you very well insulated and very warm. Let's go ahead and take this off because I don't really have a need for it. Let's see. This is how he talks. Kind of electronic. Pretty awesome. Next up is the Glomer statue. If you find this statue, which is in Deciduous Forest, I don't think it's been added to the game yet. It's been added to the code of the game, so it's going to be coming up, but it hasn't actually been added in. The Glomer, during a full moon, a flower will spawn from the Glomer statue, which you can use to attract actual Glomers. Now, I'll go ahead and spawn one. Let's see, Birchnut Tree, Deciduous Tree, Drake, Glomer. So let me spawn one. It'll spawn at my mouse location. Boom! There's a Glomer. Nice eyes. You can actually befriend these little dudes by giving them food. I can't remember what food it is though. Hang on one second. It is actually you can actually tame it by using Glomer's flower. Now the thing about Glomer's flower, they only show up there like during the full moon, so you can pick one up. And the Glomer should, under normal circumstances, begin to follow you. So he'll bounce around. He likes me now. It also gives you he's kind of similar to Chester, except instead of storing things inside of him, he gives you a huge sanity aura boost, which is pretty impressive. So it's like you've either got Chester, who you can store items inside of, or you've got Glomer, who will actually keep you sane. Now, unfortunately, I think he's kind of broken because I spawned him in, so I didn't get him naturally. He's not really following the protocols that he's supposed to. That's fine. The only point is I wanted to show him off and let you guys know what he does. Now, also, if you kill him, if you decide to kill him, he drops specific things that are rather important. Also, it won't let me. It apparently won't let me. Yeah, there we go. Now, killing these things is really, really bad because it's considered incredibly naughty, and it will spawn Krampus immediately. It is the only character in the game that will immediately spawn Krampus upon being murdered. So it's a good way to farm Krampus if you want. If that's what you want to do. But just be warned, when you attack him, when you attack Glomer, Krampus will immediately show up. That's it. That's what happens. Also, Glomers can be farmed because every full moon they will show up again. So after you find that thing, you can legitimately just farm it over and over and over again. There's nothing that's going to stop you. Let's see. What else? Next up, I want to show you some of the new enemies that have been made available. Now, some of these enemies actually show up now. Most of them are just in the code, so they're coming up down the line. I'm actually pretty excited about them. Now, the Glomer goop and the Glomer wings, though, along with, I think, the Glomer flower, are used to craft the old bell under the magic tab. However, I don't think you can actually craft it yet. It's in the game, but it's not been implemented, as far as I can tell. So look, there's a little spider. There's little spider friends. Hey, little spiders. How you doing, buddy? They understand us. So they will not attack you at all, and you can feed them meat of any type, monster meat, little meat, whatever, morsels, those kind of things. If you feed them meat, they will follow you around, much like wearing the spider hat. Also, spider queens will not attack you. They think you're pretty chill, so they don't bug you. Okay, so next up, I'm gonna start spawning some of the enemies and showing them off to you guys. Here we go. So this here is a warg. Wargs will actually summon hounds, and they're quite vicious. They have a health pool of 600. So it takes a little bit to kill them. They're not impossible by any stretch of the imagination, but they are a bit dangerous. Especially because they'll summon hounds. However, if you find one, it is a good way to get a whole bunch of monster meat. Now, wargs are... basically, they show up when you're trying to hunt the koalefant. If you hunt the koalefant, there's a 5% chance at the beginning, and then up to, I think, a 33% chance, so 1 in 3, at day 100 of when you follow the koalefant trail and you get to the end of the trail, instead of a koalefant, there is a warg. That's where they show up. That's where they come from. So now koalefant trails are kind of dangerous. So there's a high risk, high reward kind of thing going on with it. Now, like with most things, at the beginning of the game, your chances of running into them is pretty slim. But later on, your chances are much, much higher. So as the game progresses, your chances of actually running into, for fuck's sake, into the warg, if you're hunting for koalefants, it goes up exponentially. So just be aware of that from now on. That's a thing that you guys have to watch out for. Wargs can and will spawn. So next up, let's summon something interesting. How about a giant?